If you need one reason to learn Cantonese, this is it. So, there is a very famous saying in Chinese, not just Cantonese, right? So Chinese, which goes something like this. The first two might change a little bit, but like the idea is still there. So it goes, 生在蘇州,玩在杭州,食在廣州,死在柳州. Let's go through this saying one by one. Number one, 生在蘇州, directly translates to be born in Suzhou. So Suzhou is known for having really, really pretty people. So if you want to find a mate, go there. If you're going to choose somewhere to be born, you obviously want to be born where all the pretty people are born, right? So we want to be born in Suzhou. Other versions of the saying might be you want to get married in Suzhou, you want to live in Suzhou. The next one, 玩在杭州. Hangzhou is known for just having just really, really pretty scenery. Like if you look at the picture, just Google Hangzhou, and like it's just really, really pretty. Like it's close to the water. It looks like every postcard ever. It's just really pretty, really, really pretty city. And then other versions might be you want to live in Hangzhou. You might want to play in Hangzhou, right? Suzhou and Hangzhou, the first two cities I just mentioned, are both known for being really pretty, like scenic locations. And then the third one, the most important, 食在廣州, which directly translates to eat in Guangzhou. Guangzhou, or like the province that it's in, which is Guangdong, is where Cantonese is spoken the most, right? So the word Cantonese, right, comes from the word Guangdong. So Guangdong kind of sounds like Canton, right? Cantonese, Guangdonghua, I guess in Cantonese. Just imagine, like, you know how like LA is known for having really good food. So imagine if China back like years ago had their own LA. That's basically what Guangzhou is. It's a really major port city in a pretty big powerful country, right? Like they get influence from it's a really major trade port, right? So like you get like ships from like India, from Europe, from like Southeast Asia, Japan, Korea, all those places going there to trade. There's a lot of influence from just a lot of different countries, right? So you get access and cultural influence from all these places, which means you get their food as well. That's why, for example, when you go to dim sum, you'll be like, why do they have that dish? We'll have, for example, like Thai style stir fried vermicelli, or we'll have Singapore curry noodles, right? It's because it's a major port city, and then so many of those countries might like go there and like share their culture and their food, which is super important. And then I don't know if this counts, but then like there's also a lot of occupation. So like for example, Hong Kong and Macau, when Macau was occupied by Portugal, so then they'll have like Portuguese egg tarts, they'll have like bolo bao and stuff like that. But also, it's a port city, right? So it's super close to the water. You always have access to a lot of fresh seafood, which is why Cantonese people, if you look at a lot of dim sum, most of it will have like a lot of shrimp in it, right? But Cantonese people also really like eating fish and really like eating fresh seafood and fresh everything, right? Like when you see a picky Asian grandma at the grocery store, that's it. That's exactly what it is. Like she'll be like, I want that fish. No. The one third from me, second from the right. That one. And like somehow they know it's gonna be perfect. I don't know. We're just super picky. Like Cantonese people in general are just super picky with their food. If something's like not fresh enough, something's a little bit gamey, they'll like complain to the chef ASAP. Quick little tip: if you're looking for fresh meats, like fresh fish, fresh meat, or whatever, don't order fried food at Cantonese stores, because the fried food is never going to be fresh, because the restaurants know that they can cover up the gaminess or the fishiness or like the non-freshness just by being fried. So it's not that we don't do fried food, but most of our foods would be like something like steamed or like a quick stir fry, maybe boiled, right? Not too much fried, not too much fried food. And if it is fried food, we will fry like the not fresh stuff rather than the fresh stuff. You'll also probably notice that like Cantonese food compared to a lot of other parts of Asia, we eat a lot more steamed things, right? Let's look at most of dim sum. Most of dim sum is it's just steamed dumplings, steamed fish balls, steamed like meatballs, dumplings, and it's more light, right? It's because that Cantonese people really often had access to fresh ingredients, fresh produce, because it's near the equator, so like vegetables could grow more or less year round. You're next to the water, so you have like You have access to like basically like infinite food from just the ocean. So we didn't really have this need to throw a lot of spices in it. Unlike, for example, let's say, like for example, I know that India, the reason why curry is so was so popular is because they throwing a lot of spices would help preserve the food because of how humid the environment was, but also and like things spoiled quickly. We do have our own fermented stuff that we would ferment on purpose. For example, fermented tofu. Um, you'll see that in a lot of dishes. You'll see a lot of fermented soybean. A lot of things are like even the stir fries are really quick stir fry and like you're not actually frying it, right? It's just a quick stir fry, really just to melt the flavors more so than to preserve the food. I just get annoyed when like when you look at anime or whatever, right? Whenever they say Chinese food, they only ever think mapo tofu and fried rice, and I'm just like, bruh. And Cantonese people just really like food. Like there's so many sayings. I could do like an entire like 30-minute thing on just sayings that have to do with food. But you could probably I don't know. You probably don't want to watch that. Putting it all together, being in a good like geographical location for like fresh food and good environment for growing those fresh foods, being a port city where you get like access to cultures and then also the food that they have in their specific region will come to that port city as well, not just other countries, right? Even like other parts of China too, right? So like food from up like from like northern China will come down there just to trade because it's like almost a melting pot, just a mix of cultures from different countries and different regions in the area. The great location for like geographically, just the weather is really nice. Um, it's just we're just known for eating. I don't know what else to say. Our food is awesome. You should eat our food, please. Please eat our food. Our food is freaking delicious. Do you need recommendations? I have a bajillion. Do you want fried food? Do you want vegetables? Do you want fish? Do you want meat? What do you want? We have everything. Okay, we don't have everything, but we have so many things. That's the only reason why you need to know Cantonese, just to eat. I'm missing something. Oh wait, last part of the saying, 死在柳州 directly translates to die in Laozhou. Why? Because their wood is really nice, and if you're gonna die, you want to die in a nice looking coffin. So next time you visit China, remember those four city state things: Suzhou, Hongzhou, Guangzhou, Laozhou. Laozhou, you might want to. You can probably replace that with like whatever you else want. You probably don't want to go there for that specific reason. So now you know. Next time you want to visit and you want to eat good food, Gonzalo is the way to go. My God, I miss that food so much. Dude, you don't even know. Even though we don't do fried food that often, their fried food is so good. The fried food is so good.